Let's get started!
Huh? Are you sure, little person?
Hey guys, what are you two planning?
Little person said she wants to go on a trip of a lifetime.
Yeah, sure, whatever, just be sure to stay away from the porn stars. You'll never know what's coming through their doors. Okay, in the meantime I'm gonna go do my rants. Okay, here we go. The MHA chapter 414 Rant. This chapter itself may have been delayed for another extra week because of the creator's health issues, but hey, at least we still eventually got it. Hooray. Also, I heard about some stuff regarding some manga leakers in Japan being caught and arrested. But now whatever, let's not talk about that anymore. Now let's go check out some Handaman shenanigans and do some silly rants. Okay, let's begin. So here we have MHA chapter 414. I gotta say, as a whole this chapter's actually quite decent, especially the pacing. Yeah, right, no, this is technically an MHA rant video, but damn, I just gotta praise the pacing and structure here in chapter 414, because holy crap, I'm f***ing impressed. I mean, normally the final battle chapters are paced quite slow and just filled with a whole lot of talking with barely any real serious fighting, which more often than not feels a bit too boring. But over here in chapter 414, it's the opposite of boring. In fact, a lot of various stuff happened, and even better, none of them even felt repetitive nor rushed at all. They're all just great. It's also a very nice plus that the Green Jesus now has an actual plan and not just passively reacting to Handaman anymore. It really made the fight have more actual substance behind them, which made it even less boring. But perhaps the best and most interesting part of the chapter has got to be the triple throwback. Man, they really helped spice up the action even further instead of just some boring generic punches. I seriously didn't expect these three to even show up in the first place, but damn, I'm not complaining. Overall, it really seemed like the creator made very good use of his 2-week break to go read some of his past chapters, and I gotta say it really paid off, because holy hell, chapter 414 is f***ing lit. Now, while it isn't as good as chapter 399, but it's certainly a close second. I give this chapter 4 thumbs ups out of 5. Now you're probably already wondering, why is it only 4 thumbs ups? What's wrong with it? Well, first there's the glazing. Yeah, I'm gonna be straight to the point on this one. The glazing in this chapter is absolutely f***ing annoying. No, seriously, can't the Green Jesus just simply go around and do his thing without some stupid vestige ghosts constantly telling me how awesome he is? Can't these f***ing bozos just shut the f*** up for just a minute and just let the actions speak for themselves? Because holy f***, they're basically everywhere, especially Mr. Smokescreens. You know, I swear once this guy gets slammed into this mental ball and disappears out of existence, it'll be legit hands down my favorite chapter in this entire final battle. I just can't f***ing stand this guy anymore and his f***ing obnoxious glazing. Hell, even after I'm done reading the chapter I can still hear his f***ing stupid voice. Okay, anyway, so that's pretty much the first not so good stuff in this chapter. Now let's move on to the second one. Handaman. Yeah, as usual. One of the rantable stuffs is once again Handaman related. The guy's just so utterly weak and pathetic and underwhelming, he just really keeps dragging the story down with him. Hell, in this chapter he straight up just kept clowning around so much he significantly diminished the overall awesomeness of the action and made it a whole lot less cooler than it should have been. I mean, just look at how passive Handaman is over here and literally just floating around and waiting patiently for the Green Jesus to get ready. Hell, in the entire time he didn't even proceed to mount Fuji or launch a sudden decay or anything. He just straight up paused himself and only attacked when everything's ready, which is pretty much the exact same shit he pulled in the previous chapter. So yeah, all in all there's just no challenge at all, nor tension nor anything. Handaman is just an extremely lame opponent, a complete colossal joke. The cool tactics just fell flat, and it definitely reduced the overall badassery of the action scenes. And also, speaking of Handaman being lame, I also kinda noticed how suddenly weak his apex form finger armor is. It's like it suddenly got battered over with a Nerf bat out of nowhere. I mean, just look at the original one. It managed to tank in several powerful hits before breaking apart. But now, Apparently all it takes is just one punch from a heavily slowed down and tired green Jesus, puppeting himself with Black Whip, in order to break through it. Also another thing I noticed. It seems that Handyman himself also got even more brittle and not just his armor, since the punch literally also broke into him despite it being drastically far weaker than the gear shift kick from chapter 410, to the point that it didn't even result in a standard OFA shockwave. So yeah. Overall the pacing and action may be very good in this chapter, but Handyman's presence just seriously dragged down the overall score. It's just that no matter how cool the shots are, but fighting against a clown isn't really that amazing. Even less so against a clown who automatically nerfs himself to be weaker, and only attacks if his enemy's also ready to fight. If anything it just looks half awesome. But anyways. Despite the setbacks, the non-Handyman scenes still decently and effectively carried the bad parts, so there's that. 414 is still significantly way better than any other Handyman focused final battle chapter that went before it. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much all I could rant about the chapter. But before we end, I'd like to talk about one last thing, specifically this. So over here it looks like the creator's gonna go for a bit of memory sharing between these two, which is obviously just a cheap trick to make the Green Jesus know more about Handyman's story, because they technically just barely interacted with each other over the course of the manga, because Handyman himself would rather just hunt down other villains as well. But anyways, my main point is that I just want to make a prediction regarding this upcoming plot point. Yeah, just a prediction, since it's still way too early to rant about it anyways. Okay, here goes. I'm predicting that this whole memory sharing will conveniently skip all the mass murders and all the other really bad stuff and will only focus on the sob stories and other normal scenes. Because if it did, then it would just inadvertently reveal how stupid the entire concept of MHA talk no jutsu is. And of course the creator doesn't want that because he's aiming for that TNJ ending. So yeah, I think it's very likely that this is gonna be heavily sanitized. Okay, now that I said everything I need to say, rant over. Okay, I'm done.
What's up?
Oh hey, welcome back guys. So where have you been?
Minecraft.
So what did you do in Minecraft?
Minecraft, bruh.
根気強く丁寧にお話しします。
Guys, I'm pretty sure that's not Minecraft.
You're right, that's Tetris.
Now whatever, I'm ending this video.